victory. The Mavs and the Clippers will square off for a rematch on Saturday. Tip is at 7:30. Pregame at 6:30 with Adam Oslin. Well, our final box score: 29 from Norman Powell, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 16 from Amir Coffey, 12 from Kevin Porter Jr., and 24 from James Harden. A double-double for Ivica Zubac, 21 points and 15 rebounds. Meanwhile, for Dallas, no Kyrie, no Luka. They had all 5 of their starters scoring double figures. Thompson led them with 22. Dinwiddie had 19 to go along with his 7 assists. But at the end of the day, the 7 for 30 from 3, not enough for Dallas, as for the first time in 27 games, they cannot score 100 points. We'll see if Luka or Kyrie are back in the fray on Saturday. But as of now, the Clippers get the win, and they improved to 4 games above 500. Our final score, one more time, here from American Airlines Center for Carlo Jimenez, Reeves Edens, and Ken Mendez. We'll see you in a few. The Clippers win 118-95 against the Dallas Mavericks. Under Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers come through in the second half and take down a depleted Dallas Mavericks team 118-95 in Dallas. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get to second half highlights, your post-game box score, and more. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Let's get back out to American Airlines Center with your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Well, whether on the floor or off the floor, Chris Dunn finds a way to affect a basketball game, was playing great out there, was making those impactful plays, but then was ejected after pushing a Dallas Mavericks player in the throat. And then the Clippers were stepping on the throat of the Dallas Mavericks basically the rest of the way there, Carlo. They ran away with this one.
They did. I mean, the Clippers did a great job scouting in this ball game. Big shout out to Dan Fitzpatrick, who's the head of the Clippers video crew, who kind of puts together the scouts for this team and the video that they want to look at. And they did a great job of being able to understand where Dallas's weaknesses were. And it was Ivica Zubac on Derek Lively. And that's what the Clippers continue to fed all night long. They were able to get him open, go to work, finish with the right or left hand. I also got to give a shout out, Adam. We got some big time listeners. Fitz, as everyone calls them, parents, Mary Pat Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzpatrick, are huge fans of Clippers Talk. They were at the game today, and Fitz celebrated his birthday yesterday. So shout out to the Fitzpatrick family. Big time Clippers Talk listeners. Big time win with them in the building, and a great start to this road trip for the Clips.
Clippers faithful representing out there in Dallas. I hope they're at the game on Saturday as well, because I don't know. I know Kawhi Leonard traveled with the team. Did the Wall also travel? Because the Dallas Mavericks went 20 of 28 from the free throw line. You talked about it early on there, Carlo, but you identified it. They were missing free throws early. Even though they were getting there, they were not making the most of their opportunities. That really hurt them.
Yeah, I think at one point, Adam, the Clippers were 9 for 9 from the line. And the Dallas Mavericks also made 9 free throws, but on 14 attempts. I think Ty Lue will definitely mention post-game that the Clippers needed to play defense without fouling. I think they did a much better job in that second half. You mentioned it, 11 first-quarter free throws, but then they only give up 17 the rest of the way. You'll take that if you're the Clippers. You did a better job as the game progressed. I thought they were able to take advantage of the over-eagerness of Dallas on the other end, get downhill, get to the rim, and finish at the line. The Clippers only missed one free throw tonight, Adam, 16 for 17. Remember, this was a team that struggled to shoot free throws to start the year, and we all kind of looked at each other like, this is a top 10 free throw shooting team last year. What is going on? And they have slowly made that climb back now above 20 in the NBA in free throw percentage. I think it was great adjustment as the game went on for this Clipper team, and we finally break the curse of the mush, Adam.
And how about the big three? Oh, Sebastian Schweinsteiger saying the Clippers were going to win this game, and this time he was right. I don't know if he knew Kyrie and Luka were going to be out, but they won in an impressive fashion in the second half. They handled their business. The big three were fantastic. Big Zoo, 21 and 15. James Harden, 24, 7 assists, 6 of 14 shooting, 10 of 10 at the free throw line. As you mentioned early on, Carlo, Clippers undefeated when he gets up 10 free throws. Norman Powell with 29 points and a lot of big, timely buckets from Norm. But how about Amir Coffey in that third quarter when the Clippers were going on that 10-0 run? Amir was special tonight in the second half.
He was. I mean, his ability to get out in transition, to get ahead of the pack, and to finish with the tough layups in the lane. I think what was so impressive with Amir Coffey, Adam, is he did it on both ends. I mean, defensively, he was great for this Clipper team today. Gave them the spark they needed. Finished with a couple of deflections. He had 3 rebounds and was 7 for 10 from the field. So efficient for this Clipper team. The Clippers last year at times, Adam, they played so slow because they had so many great isolation scores. But sometimes they didn't get those leak out opportunities. Ty Lue says, look, we want to play faster, and what playing faster means is if we rebound, run. And if somebody's open on a swing, find them. Amir Coffey, as this team has tried to play faster, has been the greatest beneficiary of them playing faster. Over 25% of his points this year, Adam, are in fast break opportunities. He's been able to get in front of the pack. One of the best and-one finishers in the NBA. Last year, he was top 5 and continues to show he can finish through contact. Impressive stuff from Amir Coffey. Like you said, I thought he gave them the punch to jumpstart that run there in the third.
And the Clippers with some great outlet passes. Norman Powell had a couple of them in this ball game. This was game 1 of 2 in Dallas. They'll run it back on Saturday night against the Mavericks from American Airlines Center. Tip-off is at 5:30. We'll have your pregame show right back here at 4:30. Carlo Jimenez, great call. Safe travels back to the hotel. And during your birthday week, another hearty happy birthday to Carlo Jimenez. Hit him up, chat. Come on, Adams family. Let him know you appreciate Carlo. He even mentioned the mush today post game.
Big shout out, by the way, to Katie Newton, the finale for one of the best producers ever in Katie Newton, who keeps us on our P's and Q's. Thank you, Katie. We will miss you, and we can't wait to see you at a Clipper game. Behind the scenes, guys, Clippers talk doesn't happen post game or pregame without Katie Newton. Big shout out, Katie.
We will be missing Katie Newton in the future here. We'll be celebrating her time here with Clippers Talk, and I think she's celebrating a Chargers victory. I don't know. She ran out of the room screaming or something like that earlier. So a very good night for Katie Newton. A good night for your Los Angeles Clippers as they win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Carla, my friend, talk to you on Saturday.
Talk to you again on Saturday, Adam. Let's go!
Coming up next, second half action. Clippers win game 1 in Dallas, 118-95. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
All right, so I've got Norman, third quarter combo, and then Zubon fourth quarter.
Oh, thanks, guys. Me and Ken say.
Clippers win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is your post-game show. Coming up, we'll have Clippers talk for you on AM 570 LA Sports, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. Before there was Clippers talk on the YouTube side, at Clippers Talk, it was always on AM 570 LA Sports, trying to accommodate everyone now. Let's talk about this Clippers ball club. Taking a 50-49 lead into the first half, just by the skin of their teeth getting by after they made a little bit of a run at the end of that second quarter. And then in the third quarter, Norman Powell was getting buckets.
Done to Norm, right wing three. String music, Norman Powell from the right angle. And a timeout, Jason Kidd and Dallas. A 7-0 Clipper run. Norm straight away. Looks for help. Double team. Dribbles out of the white jersey. Double team and glides to the rim with a left-handed layup off the window and in. 19 to lead everybody for Norman Powell.
Norman Powell making things happen. So was Amir Coffey in that third quarter. Clippers went on a 10-0 run. The only guy they couldn't stop was Spencer Dinwiddie, who was getting to the basket, getting downhill, and drawing fouls. He drew one with 0.3 seconds left in the third quarter. but the Clippers led by 12 heading into the final 12 minutes, and Big Zoo with force would put this ball game away.
Zoo dribbles right hand, muscles into the body of Lively. Right-handed layup, gets hacked and puts it in. Derek Lively cannot guard Ivica Zubac. Batum at the paint, lobs it up for Zoo. Right block, pump fakes Lively over the top of him. Zoo finishes, and he's hacked in the act with a chance for one more. Norm curls, bounces it to Zoo in the paint. What a fine righty layup from Zoo. How about 21 tonight with a big man?
Big Zoo finishing with those 21 points and 15 boards on 10 of 13 shooting, just destroying Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Whoever they threw at him, Big Zoo was crushing. When he was getting the opportunity, he was making Dallas pay, and the Clippers would win the second half by 22 points. They win 118-95 over Dallas. Coming up next, your final box score right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. No Luka, no Kyrie, no problems in the second half that the Mavs could pose against your Clippers. Clippers win 118-95. They led by just one at the half. They finished this game winning 118-95 by 23 points in Dallas in game one of a two-game mini series. They'll run it back on Saturday, pregame at 4:30. Your tip-off at 5:30. Let's get your post-game box score here. Derek Jones Jr. returned, played 20 minutes, so probably his minutes limit. That's basically what Law Murray guessed on the pregame show here earlier, where Law also said that Kawhi Leonard, according to Coach Lou, no swelling, no setback going on. He talked to him pregame. Kawhi flying with the team, had his first 5-on-5 full contact practice. No swelling, no setback going on. Great news. Big Zoo, 33 minutes. 10 of 13, 21 and 15, and 5 assists. The Clippers are undefeated when he gets 4 more assists in a ball game so far this season. James Harden, big shots late, 24 points, 6 of 14, a huge 3 over Klay Thompson in the fourth quarter. 6 turnovers, yes, but the Clippers only had 13 as a team. Norman Powell, 29 on 10 of 19 shooting, 4 of 8 from distance, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The Clippers went 16 of 17 at the charity stripe. The Dallas Mavericks, 20 of 28. They left a few freebies, left a few on the doorstep there. Dallas ends up shooting just 39.5% from the field, 7 of 30 from distance. The Clippers, 52% from the floor, 14 of 33 from three. That is 42%. And they got 16 points off the bench from Amir Coffey. Amir, 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, was key at the end of that third quarter when the Clippers went on that 10-0 run and finally gained some real separation in this ball game. And it all happened right after Chris Dunn got ejected for pushing Gortman in the throat as they were getting into it. Gortman got a tech as well, and they exchanged free throws, but Chris Dunn got the boot. Lit a fire under this Clippers team. Interested to hear some post-game audio. We'll have that for you from Coach Lou and the players after the Clippers win. Game one of a two-game mini-series in Dallas, 118-95 over a Luka Doncic and Kyrie less. Luka Doncic less. Luka less and Kyrie less Dallas Mavericks team. They win by 23. Tip-off Saturday, 5:30. Pre-game show, 4:30. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until then. Coming up next, here on AM 570 LA Sports, we got Clippers Talk. Big defense and Big D. Clippers hold Dallas to just 95 points without Luka Doncic, without Kyrie Irving. Clamp City traveled to American Airlines Centers. The Clippers would win 118-95 over the Mavericks. Welcome in. I'm Adam Oslin. This is Clippers Talk. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. If you'd like to get on, we're with you till 9 p.m. Pacific time. Appreciate you, chat. If you're watching at Clippers Talk on the YouTube side, or listening on AM 570 LA Sports, we will be taking your calls tonight. It is Katie Newton's last night as I turn the phone towards her for her last producing duties. I mean, the Chargers won for her tonight. The Clippers won for her tonight. She's wearing a Clippers hat in her last night, producing Clippers talk, producing this Clippers broadcast. After another big victory, Clippers are 16-12. 16-12. 28 games in, they're 16-12, and they haven't had Kawhi Leonard for one game yet. How impressive is that, Clipper Nation? How proud are you of this team? How many times have I come on and said, damn it, I'm just proud of this team. I can't help but be effusive with my praise for this Clippers squad. They're so fun to root for. They grind. It feels like 2018, 2019 again. It's that type of love affair. And one of the new favorites, and my favorite new Clipper, Chris Dunn, got ejected in this ball game. And the Clippers had to overcome that. So while Dallas was without their two top players, we understand that. The Clippers don't have Kawhi still. They haven't had Kawhi all year. They lose Chris Dunn. Derrick Jones Jr. is on a minutes restriction. Came back and gave him the kiss of death late with that three-point shot he hit. And then gave a little kiss to the crowd. I said it looked like the kiss of death from Sonya in Mortal Kombat with her original fatality. I forget he did that one, but it turned you into a skeleton. The Dallas Mavericks, they were thin tonight. You could say skeleton crew for them without their two superstars. But that was a huge shot, and a huge momentum swing was just Chris Dunn being ejected in this ball game because he shoved Gortman in the neck. Gortman in the neck. And that's an ejection. That is an accurate call. I don't love it. 25 years ago, he's probably still playing in the ball game. But these are the rules now. You have to abide by them. It's not like Gortman got off scot-free. He got a technical. They exchanged free throws. But it was a big turning point of the game. It was reviewed for what felt like hours. I think it was about a 10-minute review in that third quarter. And the Clippers were just starting to get it going after they led by one at the half at 50-49. But Chris Dunn, he was a plus 11 out there. We thought, wow, this is a big loss, and it's happening at an inopportune time. Is this going to affect the Clippers? Is this going to stunt their momentum? It happened at the 5:32 mark of the third quarter. It's 70-65. Clippers up by 5, starting to get some separation. Gortman and James Harden exchanged free throws, so now it's 71-66 on the flagrant, on the technical. Then James Harden gets fouled, goes to the free throw line. PJ Washington hits 2. Clippers still up 5. 5 minutes left. Then Big Zoo started to detonate. Big Zoo destroyed not only the second-year man and Derek Lively, but also Daniel Gafford. It didn't matter who you put in front of him. Right after Dunn gets ejected, Zoo has a huge throwdown. Then Amir Coffey hits a 3. KPJ jumper. Clippers up 11. Amir jumper off an offensive rebound by Batum. 82-69 Clippers. Batum a three-pointer. They're up 16. Bamba put back. They're up 87-73. But Dinwiddie, what do you make? The last 9 points of the third quarter for the Dallas Mavericks or something like that? He kept getting to the free throw line. They couldn't stop him. And we're coming back from commercial break and basically just telegraphing what's going to happen here, myself and Carlo Jimenez, because we're like, okay, Big Zoo's going. They just can't stop Spencer. And it played out just like that.
Big Zoo, a big reason why. I'd say give him the ball every possession.
And then maybe get a stop on Spencer Dinwiddie somehow.
Yeah, somehow, some way, as a foul goes away from the ball. Our score 96-88 Clippers, 8:46 to go, fourth quarter. Washington just picked up his third off the ball, trying to battle with Norm. It's Zoo, Derrick Jones Jr., Porter Jr., Batum, and Norm. So no Harden with 8:46 to go in the fourth. Zubac straight away, hands to Norm, curls, bounces it to Zoo in the paint. What a fine righty layup from Zoo. How about 21 tonight with a big man? Norman Powell with a dime, his 5th assist of the game. And the Clippers are up double digits. 8:30 to go, fourth quarter. Thompson jumps in the air. Double team finds Dinwiddie left wing. Dallas looking for a response. Dinwiddie on the baseline. His jumper is in. Still no answer from the Clippers for Spencer Dinwiddie.
That was the game in the second half. At times, it was bottled up in a one-on-one type of setting where it was Big Zoo versus Dinwiddie. They couldn't stop Big Zoo. Clippers couldn't stop Spencer Dinwiddie. Daniel West with the highlight package there. Carlo Jimenez on the call. It was damn near frustrating for Clipper Nation, I'm sure, watching Spencer Dinwiddie get going like that. If you could just stop this one guy who finished with 19, the game might have been over. He went 7 of 9 at the free throw line. But the big three for the Clippers, Big Zoo with 21, James Harden with 24. I mean, Norman Powell with 29. They combined for 74 of the 118 points scored by the Clippers efficiently. Zoo 10 of 13. Harden 6 of 14, but 10 of 10 at the free throw line. So he had 24 points on just 14 shots. Norman Powell 10 of 19 for his 29 points. And then you get a great performance. Amir Coffey in that third quarter when they went on a 10-0 run, when they started to give themselves a little bit of room between them and the Dallas Mavericks, who was at the 3:59 mark where Amir Coffey hit a three-pointer to, I think, the Batum three at the 1:55 mark. There's your 10-0 run before Dallas would score again, and the Clippers are up by 16. They win by 23 at 118-95. As Zoo, as you heard there, continued to dominate in the fourth quarter. And Derrick Jones Jr. hit the kill shot. That big three-pointer blew a kiss to the crowd. It was a fun watch in the second half after a pretty frustrating first half where I didn't feel like the Clippers' urgency and aggression was where it needed to be. The competitive nature was where it needed to be, especially because they weren't getting the ball to Ivica Zubac enough. Guys, I'm out here crying on X. What else is new? Katie's shaking her head. Like, yep, that's Adam. That's Adam. That's what he does. I'm out here like screaming to the heavens for Ivica Zubac to get the damn ball. There was a lot of all cap messages I was putting out there. No cap about it. During my game thread, I'll show you one of them if you're live at Clippers Talk. But I was so frustrated. I said Zoo was out there rebounding, playing D, yet can't get the ball on offense. He had 6 points early in the first quarter, comes back in the second quarter. He's not touching the ball. It looks like they're freezing him out, and the Clippers are down. They were down by, I want to say, 8 to 10 points in that second quarter. Like, what was happening there? They trailed by as many as 8 in the first half, so 8 points. And it's like, Zoo's back in. He just had a quick 6. He looked good. They couldn't stop him in the first quarter. In his first 7 minutes, he had 6 points. He comes back in and doesn't touch the basketball. They're not even looking for him, but they're struggling on offense. At the half, they were shooting 41% from the field, 6 of 19 from the outside. I don't know. Seems like this guy in Ivica Zubac is doing well. Doesn't seem like Derek Lively can stop him. Looks like the playoff series against Dallas where he averaged 16 and 11. Maybe that would be a recipe for success or an easier path to victory. Just get Zoo the damn ball. How many times do I got to say this? I'm going to make that stupid parody. The Dre song, Forgot About Dre, Forgot About Zoo. The new Snoop Dogg album's pretty mediocre, I got to say. A little disappointing, even though Dre produced it. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe it was Warren G. It's all right. But get the ball to Ivica Zubac, please. Please. When you can't get a bucket, when you have just 50 points in the first half, maybe look to Zoo a little bit. Now, the third quarter comes, and guess what happens? Right from the onset, right out the gate, they get it to Zubac. He has a bucket, was fouled. They didn't call it. That was something else going on in this ball game. Where it seemed like Dallas was getting a pretty friendly whistle out there. I understand Amir Coffey's frustration, but he has 4 points right away. He has 6 points, actually, I don't know, the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Some coach looked at the tape, Coach Lou probably did, or Jeff Van Gundy, and they said, guys, there is an easier way to win this game. Let's get Zubats going here, please. Get him the basketball. And he comes out and has, 6 points early in the third quarter. That's all I wanted to see. By the end of the third quarter, he's got 14 points in the game. So he had 8 points. More than he had in the entire first half in the third quarter. Why? Just because they gave him the opportunity and they went through him a little bit more. Feature him. Get Zoo the damn ball. You guys know it frustrates me. That's why I had to put my hat on, my beanie. Just pulling my hair out. Watching Zoo getting freezed out of the offense. Gonza said, Zoo doesn't get many calls generally for some reason. Well, I don't know why that would be. I mean, I agree with you. He doesn't get a great whistle. But he's too good of a player and too crucial for this Clippers team without Kawhi Leonard still to not get the basketball, especially when he's playing well and has a matchup advantage. And Lively wants no part of him. And Gafford wants no part of him. He was doing all the great things defensively in that second quarter and is not getting rewarded on the other end. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. I want to hear from Coach Lou post-game after the Clippers win 118-95 and see if maybe he shares some of my frustrations here with the Vitesse Zubats not getting the basketball. Even in a win where the Clippers won by 23, just feels like, I don't know, they could have been up by more than one in the first half. Yes, I'm nitpicking, but I'm proud of the way this team played in the second half. They righted the wrongs. They overcame losing Chris Dunn to an ejection. In fact, it lit a fire under the team. Chris Dunn gets chippy. This is what he does. He did get 25 minutes in, though. He played his most minutes in the first half so far this season. He was at 18. That was good to see. So it's not like they didn't get decent use out of him. He had the highest plus minus when he left the game. He was plus 11. Clippers win 118-95 in game one of a 2-game mini series in Dallas. More Clippers talk coming up next. We'll hear from Coach Lou. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. Y'all know me. Clippers win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. The big three, Zubats 21-15, James Harden 24-7, Norman Powell 29, Dallas Mavericks without Luka, without Kyrie, the Clippers did what they were supposed to do in the second half. They won it by 22 points. They win the game 118-95. Welcome back in, chat. Appreciate you guys in here. I'm Adam Oslin. We're still looking for Coach Lou post-game audio. We had La Murray on pregame, and I do want to reiterate something he said because it's extremely important. It was the first question I asked him, but I'm guessing it was the first question Coach Lou got at the pregame presser. How'd Kawhi look coming out of practicing 5-on-5 full contact? No swelling, no setback. Traveling with the team, and so far, so good. Let's stay there. Hopefully he can continue to progress and head in that direction. Gonza Tuck says in the chat, yeah, we didn't get so much from the bench outside of Amir, but Derek Jones Jr. felt like he never left, which is a good sign. Even though at one point he left the game, went to the tunnel. I don't know if he was working on the stationary bike to stay warm, but he had his hamstring in a wrap, and we thought it might be a wrap for his night. We were worried about that. I said SMH. He just came back from the hamstring injury. He was ahead of schedule. I didn't think he'd be playing on this road trip at all, but he's back against his former team. And what does he do? Hit the biggest shot of the night to put him up by 15 and put this game away. It was the end of the night for the Dallas Mavericks. Rock said it's going to be different. Guys on different nights, but still amazed with the season Amir is having. Yeah, the bench, different guys are going to have to step up. I felt like Mo Bamba struggled at times, although he had a big block, but he missed a dunk. He had some tough moments out there. Still finished a +8. Everybody was a positive in the plus-minus, but they won by 23. Not that big of a deal. Kevin Porter Jr. struggled at times. Mightily at times, was losing the basketball. One time he lost the basketball as he was dancing too much and then got it back and hoisted a jumper and got it to go. And that's kind of the KPJ experience in a microcosm. That's where it is. Up and down, roller coaster ride with Kevin Porter Jr. Josh said, or Jason C said, great win, Zoo and Amir. Mwah, chef's kiss. Ray said, Norm didn't get his normal whistle in the first half, so I loved his adjustment to just focus on finishing no matter what. Great layups, got comfortable, then made threes to seal it. Agree with you. Norm hit a ton of timely shots. Norm absolutely kept the Clippers within striking distance when they were down early, and it could have gotten out of hand. I mean, the Clippers were down by 6 after the first quarter. It was 30-24. They didn't look good at all. They came out sleepwalking a little bit. I was frustrated. I didn't like the lack of urgency, lack of intensity out there. It didn't look like a team that was ready for Dallas. It looked like a team that knew Dallas was without Luka and Kyrie and felt like they were just going to be able to sleepwalk their way into a win. Sleepwalking. That was not going to happen. Norman Powell did enough to keep them hanging around. Only had 2 points in the first quarter, but had 10 in the second quarter. Norm was huge. And they stole the lead right before the end of the first half. The Clippers did. Derek Jones Jr. hit a three-pointer. That was another big three. After having a big throwdown at the end of the first half. That was it. James Harden just hit a 3-2. So they end the first half on an 8-3 run. They're down 46-42 at the 126 mark, and they end the first half up 50-49 on an 8-3 run. Big buckets there. But yeah, Norm was really, really impressive with getting downhill. Also, he had some really quick moves. This is a guy who's also just coming back from a hamstring injury, by the way. He attacked Lively, who had to goaltend him to keep the Clippers up by 10 because Dallas was answering every bucket the Clippers were making early on in the fourth quarter. A lot of it was Spencer Dinwiddie. I think Lively had a couple of shots made. He and Zoo were kind of going back and forth there for a second. But Spencer Dinwiddie in transition. It wasn't perfect. but the second half was what you wanted to see. The second half looked like Clippers basketball and looked like how it should against a team without their top 2 players. Norm had a big three to put him up 107-92. Marshall answered with a three. Najee Marshall, I was concerned about him tonight. He ended up with, he didn't have a big night, just 9 points. PJ Washington still had 14. They were led by 22 with Klay Thompson, who had a couple of streaky little runs in there. It was him and Spencer Dinwiddie, their 2 best players tonight. We don't know the status of Kyrie and Luka for Saturday. But again, big shots by the Clippers when you had to have them, and that three-pointer to put them up by 15 with just about 4 minutes remaining, I want to say. That shot from Derrick Jones Jr. back in his old stomping grounds, that had to feel good. Guys, he's a badass. He's a dog. I wonder, does he get back this soon from the hamstring injury where he was way ahead of schedule if it's not for playing Dallas and wanting to be on this road trip? He hit that three at the 4:17 mark. That was game. That was it. Up 15 with 4:17 left. Game. Norm got another quick layup in. A floater off a nice feed from Ivica Zubac. But that was the shot. He ended his former team. He also had a defensive play against PJ Washington. I want to say this was in the first half where he ripped him. Ball went out of bounds. The Clippers ended up with 13 turnovers. Dallas only had 13 as well. James Harden had 4 of his 6 in the first half. Some of them were, I don't blame the process or the intent. It just wasn't a crisp enough pass, but he was aggressive at least. You can live with some of those aggressive turnovers at least instead of the lackadaisical, sloppy, careless turnovers. 6 is still too many, don't get me wrong, but he only had 2 of those in the second half at least. And the Clippers stopped turning the basketball over. Really, after the first quarter, I want to say they had 4 or 5 turnovers in the first quarter alone. They ended up with 4, but they only had 1 in the second. That was one of the reasons it didn't get extended out. That Dallas Mavericks lead never got to double digits. So, Clippers are victorious, 118-95. We'll come back. Still looking for post-game audio from Coach Lou and the players. I'm Adam Osland. You are listening and watching Clippers Talk on the YouTube side. But listen to our AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks in game one of a 2-game mini series against the Mavs. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk on AM 570 LA Sports, and of course at Clippers Talk on YouTube. Appreciate you guys in the chat here. Our Darius Sanders says, great win tonight. Let's go. A Carlo Jimenez-esque, let's go. King Charles brought up how James Harden crossed PJ Washington into oblivion and got an and one on him. And a little left to right crossover he had. That was nasty. Thinks if we can get the floater back, that would do a lot for his game and the Clippers' chances of making the finals. Yeah, I want to say James Harden's shooting numbers within 5 feet, not been great so far this season. I'll look them up for you, but let's hear from Coach Lou postgame after the Clippers win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks.
Be better in that second half, which we really were. I thought we just put them on the free throw line a little bit too much. We fouled, but they're crafty. Dinwiddie is very crafty at getting to the free throw line. So we just got to be better next game. We'll just keep them off the foul line, make them play against our half-court defense, like I thought we did a good job of tonight, and then just kind of go from there.
You said that this is a game about you guys. They looked like defensively they were ready to play y'all. How did y'all get to a point where you understood what they were doing defensively and just got better performance in the second half and the first?
Yeah, I thought we missed some good shots early in the first half. And then, like I said, in the third quarter, we made shots and we was able to attack them, once we saw what they were doing. And, our guys just did a good job. Like I said, that team is good. Jay Kidd's done a great job, which he's always done. But, they're going to be ready to play. And so we had to be ready to play tonight no matter who was on the floor. And I thought that was a good professional win for us.
What did you make of that altercation with Chris and Gorman? That was a 5-point game when that happened. You see how the game ended. What was explained to you, and how do you feel like the team responded to that, if at all?
You never want to see that happen, but the team responded well. I think KD, we know who he is and how he plays and competes, but you never want to see altercation during the game. So I'm glad it didn't evolve to more than just that. So I thought our team, responded well. I think we brought Nico in, for him at the point in time, and we was able to take off, from there. So hopefully we can just learn from that and be better. Nope. Okay.
That was it. Coach Lou, after the Clippers won 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Did anyone see, chat, what preceded the altercation between Chris Dunn and Gortman? I know Gortman kind of tripped him. It didn't look overly intentional, overtly intentional to me. And Chris Dunn, the way he reacted, it made me think something had been happening over the last couple of minutes. It wasn't just that. Chris Dunn may have a short fuse and maybe chippy out there. I like it. It's Patrick Beverley-esque. He's got that dog in him. They need that. This is a guy who was almost out of the league, and he's had to fight, sometimes literally in NBA games, to claim his position in the league. Teams like his toughness factor. I think it's important. And when you play his style of basketball, by the way, with how he is, with the level of physicality he plays with, and what a pest he is on the defensive end, it gets under guys' skin. It frustrates them. That's why usually he doesn't start it. Somebody else does, but he will finish it. And he will stand on business. And he's not to be trifled with. He's not to be messed with out there. Cap said Harden's numbers in the last few weeks outside of the Wolves, gassed, and Denver, rusty, must be pretty impressive. Here's what I can tell you about the float game with James Harden right now. From less than 5 feet, he's only shooting 46.6% from the field. That used to be over 60% in his prime. From 5 to 9 feet out right now, that's really the float game. He is shooting 37% on the season. That's also way down. If I go back to his MVP season, let's see what he was shooting in that area. Actually, he was shooting 34%. That's kind of wild to me, the 2017-2018 year. The year after that, though, 2018-2019, he was shooting 50%. So I don't know. It's a shot that even evaded him at times in his prime. Like the touch is just a little bit off. That's actually encouraging to me that during the 2017-2018 season, it was even lower. That was definitely prime James Harden. So maybe it's nothing to do with that. It's just a situation where he's missing some easy looks and he's got to zero in his scope a little bit. That's all. Six Ab said before Chris got tripped, they were already being physical. So it just kind of boiled over. King Charles said he kept throwing his body into Dunn and he was getting tired of that S. Okay. Jeremy Mormon said Dunn shoved him and then got tripped. So I think Dunn thought it was intentional. There you go. I understand. Appreciate you guys bringing some clarity. That's what I love about the Adams family, the chat here at Clippers Talk on YouTube. You're helping me through it, sorting this one out. I believe we got one more time out here. We'll take that. We'll come back. I'll look for some player quotes coming out of this big victory. Clippers win by 23. They're 16-12. Kawhi Leonard is with them, but is yet to play a basketball game. They're running it back in Dallas on Saturday. More on that matchup, and we'll see if we got an update on Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and what their injury status is as well. I'm Adam Osland, and this is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Oh, man. Oh, man. You can never check me. Like I'm Jordan. No. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97. Oh, Clippers staying in Dallas. They're in a holding pattern. After winning tonight against a Luka-less, Kyrie Irving-less Dallas Mavericks team, 118-95. They run it back on Saturday night. We'll see if those guys are back. I'm just going to guess right now that Luka will be back. He gets these little injuries where he gets dinged up, ankle tweak, knee, heel in this case, and he has been a heel against the Clippers. He has been the bad guy, the enemy in these bouts over the years. Nobody has had to deal with more Luka Doncic eruptions than your Los Angeles Clippers. But I'm going to guess he's back Saturday. I am. I'm just going to accept he's back. And if he's not, they got to take advantage once again. They must find a way to get another victory and keep stacking them up. This is Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland, whether you're listening on AM 570 LA Sports or at Clippers Talk on the YouTube side. Appreciate you, Nick Ramos and Adam's Family Stand Up. That's the name of our chat. There's the Maller Militia. There are different people who have their own legion of fans, and I don't know if you guys are even my fans. Some of you are trolls, but people who are a part of the F&A Army with myself and Kevin Figures here at AM 570 LA Sports. Here, it's the Adams family in the chat. Come join in, be a part of it. Win a Kawhi Leonard bobblehead. Now, remember, the giveaway for this was initially on yesterday's show. I think it was yesterday. I haven't missed a show in almost 3 months. So you guys spammed Carlo Jimenez with happy birthday messages. Was his birthday Monday? Tuesday. Was Tuesday yesterday? No, it was not. So Tuesday was the day I told you to spam Carlo Jimenez's Instagram, and you did. Most of you. Anybody who did is eligible to win the Kawhi Leonard bobblehead. Now we get into the rest of the game, which involves 3 keywords. The first one, Kawhi. There's your first keyword, Kawhi. I'll be giving 2 more away in 2 upcoming shows. You have all 3. You put them in the comment section for when I give away that 3rd keyword in that show. And if you're first, you will win the Kawhi Leonard Christmas Elf on a Shelf bobblehead. Santa Claus is coming to town. Klaws Claus. Some of you guys in here are talking about how happy Kawhi Leonard looked to be with the team, to be traveling with the team. Gonza Talk said that. It's true. You can see it. Some of you have been rewatching Kawhi Leonard highlights from last season. Let's reflect. He had a 30-game stretch where he had the most dominant efficiency run in NBA history. For 30 games, Kawhi Leonard was about at 57, 50, 90 splits for 30 games straight. His shooting splits were 57, 50, 90. Had never happened before in the history of the league. Nobody had ever been that efficient over a 30-game stretch. That's how good Kawhi Leonard was. Ex-Mongo Project said, Kawhi, mother freaking Leonard. You guys are saying Kawhi looked very engaged. Did you see the clip the other night? When Ivica Zubac got to 5,000 points, this is something you should look up. So a career milestone, Kawhi Leonard went over and got the basketball at the end of the game to give it to Ivica Zubac after he went for 5,000 points in his career. Did you guys notice that? Did you see that? That's leadership. Guys love him. And this team fits Kawhi Leonard perfectly, hand in glove. It's going to have to be a big one. It is just the right constructed roster to surround Kawhi with a ton of defenders. One who was back tonight, Derek Jones Jr., one who got ejected, and Chris Dunn. Can you imagine when those two are on the floor next to Kawhi Leonard and Ivica Zubac? What's going to happen? What is going to happen? Some people think I'm really this lazy, and they're already guessing the 3 keywords. Kawhi is back. Like, I knew, of course, that's where your brain is going to go, but it's going to be a moving target. You're not going to be able to figure this out until I give away the 3rd one. I mean, maybe you can figure it out after the 2nd one. If you can figure it out fast enough, then yeah, you win the bobblehead. But I only gave you Kawhi so far. That's the first of 3 keywords. It's a good guess, Jay. Sarah said that Harden step back over Clay gave me 2018 vibes. Man, the step back is looking good lately from James Harden. You can tell those 8 days off he got, they're starting to take effect now. We're seeing a different look from James. All right, before we get out of here, after the Clippers would win 118-95 in Dallas over the Mavericks, we got to say goodbye to our producer over the last 4 years, Katie Newton. Katie, you have to have a sign off here. You have to let people know where they can find you. Katie is a radio talent, as you have known.
That's me.
She has a voice
I do.
that lends itself well to voiceover work.
It does.
So let's say I'm somebody hearing your voice right now on the radio, and I'm like, wow, that's really soothing. That's therapeutic. How do I hire this woman?
KatieNewtonVO.com. No, .co. KatieNewtonVO.co. And you can find me on Twitter at Producer Katie, and it's KATY.
Co.co. Katie's been doing work
Producer
here for
Katie.
4 years, guys. 4 long years, I'm sure they were for her. 3? No, 4. This is the end of, you were here in 2020. No? Maybe it was longer for me then. Those 3 years were so long, it felt like 4. No, we love Katie. We adore Katie. If you miss her also, if you watch The Last of Us on HBO, that girl and her personality, that's Katie. Very endearing. And she's been with us for 3 years. So send her some love and hopefully bring some business her way. Thank you, Katie. Thanks for all you've done for the show. I appreciate you just for putting up with me. It's not easy. Daniel's already tired of me. Daniel West, our new producer over here.
Howdy.
Getting things done tonight. Thank you for the highlight packages, Daniel. I hope you're excited for this voyage.
I am. You've been very fun to work with so far. I think you'll keep it up.
I'll wear on you. Just give me time. Until Saturday when we're back together. Clippers taking on the Dallas Mavericks, part 2. Tip-off at 5:30, pregame at 4:30. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez, Big Brother Jake Warner, thinking about you. Noah Eagle, did I mention him? Carlo Jimenez on the call. Daniel West. And a big thanks to Katie Newton with all that she has done the last 3 years for us here on this show. I'm Adam Osland. We'll talk to you on Saturday.